My 32 female mother, 60, hosts a big family dinner at her house every year. It's an event with my parents, my brother's family, my sister-in-law's family and me. We avoid family quarrels by implementing a strict no politics rule and trying our best to be civil. We're not a particularly close-knit family. We rarely see each other beyond these events since my brother lives in South Africa and I travel a lot due to my work. The dinner is important to my mom since it's one of the rare times we're all together. Anyway, my main problem with my mother is her constant critique of me. She has a habit of making passive-aggressive comments about my life choices, from my career to my lack of children to how I dress. I've addressed this with her multiple times, but she doesn't really seem aware of it. My father claims it's just her way of fussing and expressing that she cares. It does hurt, though, because my brother is never criticised in the same manner. I cannot entirely fault her for her criticism since I did majorly mess up in my life a few months ago, depression, and it's affected her opinion of me negatively. It doesn't excuse how I acted, but I just wanted to explain why I left. By the time we finished dinner, I was a bit on edge because of some of her commentary. I made a cake for dessert. I was explicitly put in charge of it, and no one specified what exactly I should make, so I opted for maple cheesecake. I did my best and it looked okay. Mum usually makes pumpkin pie, but I really hate pumpkins, they make me gag, so I thought perhaps we could try something new. As I was bringing out the cheesecake, my mom eyed it somewhat warily. She announced that she decided to make the usual pie as well. This caught me off guard. I asked why she didn't tell me beforehand, and she said something like, "Well, we figured you'd do your own thing, so I thought it was best to have a backup." She went on to cut the pie and serve it to everyone, instructing me to leave the cheesecake in the kitchen. When someone asked to try my dessert, she said, "Let's not mix too many flavours at once," which felt passive-aggressive. I know it's immature for an adult to get this upset over a triviality, but I just politely refused as she handed me a slice of pie, retrieved my coat and left. People were calling after me, I think, but by that point I was crying for some reason, and it would have been too humiliating to have an emotional outburst in front of everyone for no real reason. My mom just texted me saying it was incredibly rude and immature of me to leave like that. My brother also sent me a message saying I'm acting irrationally. I feel horrible for leaving so abruptly, especially because my parents are getting older and we're already not close. Something about my mother seems to turn me into a neurotic teenager, and I hate it. Am I the idiot for leaving in the middle of a family dinner because of pumpkin pie? Not the idiot. Your mother premeditated the whole dessert thing right down to the kick in the teeth of excluding the dessert you made from the table. She got off on being cruel in this petty way for whatever warped reason. This kind of thing is no accident and not any version of care in any way. Golden Boy brother can't see it because he's never the target. Dad is trying to see it through the best possible lens. Your mother won't admit it to herself what she's really doing, even as she deliberately does it. Their blindness doesn't mean she isn't doing it. Not just excluding it from the dinner table, but actively telling someone to try to eat the damn cheesecake they can't. If I were a guest, I'd be angry as heck if someone told me to eat a middle-quality pumpkin pie, and let's admit most of them are, when there was maple cheesecake available. Seriously, what kind of host says, "Sorry, I can't serve you cheesecake, I'm busy trying to humiliate my daughter. You're making it harder. Shut it, eat your pumpkin pie, and let me shame her." Your mom is the worst, like seriously the worst. God forbid anyone eat and then compliment your cheesecake. OP, the only reason you don't know with absolute certainty that your mother is the idiot here is because you are used to her abuse. I wouldn't be surprised if your depression were directly tied to the way she diminishes you, and your father and brother does nothing about it. OP, I'm so sorry your family has failed you here. Maybe take off the rest of the holidays and give yourself some grace. Or spend them with a friend or family member who doesn't treat you like an inconvenience. And feel free to not holiday with your family again. My girlfriend, 26, purchased me, 29 male, a camping tent, which came with a thin foam mattress for my birthday this year. I love it, it's great, and I've expressed this to her multiple times, even though we've only taken it camping one time. We have some multi-day trips coming up over the summer, and I'm excited to use it more. However, in my opinion, the thin foam mattress wasn't the greatest and I could feel the ground through it. I told a co-worker that she'd purchased the tent and mattress for me, and they explained to me that they had the exact same one but had upgraded the mattress from the thin foam one, which wasn't super comfy, to a self-inflatable one which had made a world of difference. I recently saw this inflatable mattress on sale during Black Friday sales and decided to purchase it from the upcoming trips we have planned. When I told her about buying it, she absolutely flipped out on me, explaining that we don't need it, it was a waste of money, my money by the way, we don't share finances, that I've hurt her feelings because I don't like the tent she got me, that I'm a soft princess for buying it in the first place, etc. She even said that there's no way she's going to sleep on it or even come camping now due to the mattress purchase, and she's debating breaking up with me over it. Is this an overreaction on her behalf, or am I the idiot? I'm very confused and frustrated at the whole situation. The mattress was cheap and the new one will enhance the sleeping experience, especially on longer trips. It's the exact same size as the foam one, but lighter. I cannot think of a single negative to buying it, yet it's apparently grounds for her not to come camping at all and potentially a breakup. Am I missing something here? Am I the idiot? Or is she completely overreacting? Not the idiot. I guess because you're a man, you shouldn't want to be comfortable because real men sleep on a bed of rocks and eat testosterone for breakfast. Anybody who calls you a soft princess doesn't actually respect you and is asking to be shown the door. Show her. I'm surprised she's allowing OP to bring a tent. Don't real men break down trees with their fists and build a cabin when out in the wilds? OP, this is such a huge overreaction, and I feel like this can't be the only evidence of a drama queen this far. You should walk if you can't reason with her about this. Her response is unhinged, and the next girl will appreciate the added comfort of the air mattress. Yeah, let her go. This is a huge overreaction to the point it's ridiculous. It's surprising how many women resort to insulting masculinity when they get into a relationship issue, even when some women who claim to be feminists and fight against gender roles, by the way. As if it was, hey, using outdated gender roles isn't cool, until, yeah, but in this case it's the only thing I can use to put pressure on him when things don't go the way I want. I, 38 female, am married to my husband 50, who shares custody of his 2 kids, teen female and tween male, with his ex-wife, 48. His ex is remarried to her wife, 48, who has become extremely involved in the co-parenting dynamic. They'd been divorced for 8 years when my husband's ex-wife left him for her current wife. I met my husband almost 6 years ago. We married earlier this year. From the beginning, I've tried to be polite and respectful when interacting with his ex-wife and her wife. Still, over time, I've grown to avoid any direct contact with them, especially his ex's wife's wife. Whenever I engage, she finds a way to talk down to me or make passive-aggressive comments, both to my face and indirectly through the kids. For example, she'll say things like, "I'm surprised you're here. With you it's always hit and miss," or "We're too old for what you do." She's also made snide remarks about how I'm not good with the kids. "You can always ask me questions as I know how to parent them." The kids have picked up on it too. They've mentioned things like, "Stepmom says you don't really know about kids because you don't have any," or "Stepmom and Mom said you're only involved because Dad needs help." It's incredibly frustrating, especially because I've made every effort to build a good relationship with the kids and respect their boundaries. I finally decided that for my own sanity I was done trying to engage with her. I still talk to my husband's ex-wife when necessary, but I won't involve myself with her wife anymore. Of course, this hasn't gone unnoticed. Now the ex-wife and her wife are accusing me of being inappropriate and difficult because I won't speak to her or coordinate directly with her. They insist that her involvement is necessary and that I'm not prioritizing what's best for the kids. But here's the thing, I'm not refusing to co-parent, I'm refusing to subject myself to someone who consistently disrespects me and undermines my role in the kids' lives. My husband agrees with me, but I'm still questioning whether I'm doing the right thing for the kids by drawing this line. Additionally, I'm pregnant and this is causing me great stress. The ex-wife is already creating conflict with my husband every chance she gets. She interferes with our custodial time every week and constantly berates him in the parenting app they use to communicate. Am I the idiot for refusing to talk to his ex-wife's wife? There's literally no reason you have to be talking to either of these women. They aren't your children and they aren't your responsibility. And if the person who's responsible for them won't manage those relationships, it's not your burden to take on. Not the idiot, and pass the reins over to your husband. I've driven my daughter back and forth occasionally and still not interacted with Mom via text or phone once. All of it is through my husband. That's probably why I like her fine enough. You're so wrong. She is involved. She's married to the dad of these kids, and the ex will be their mother forever. As far as the mother-wife, she needs to be put in her place without the children around. Then all of them sit down with the kids and explain how, in the future, they will be united. Grow up. To suggest that a spouse doesn't have to communicate with an ex when there are children involved is naive. It's an unfortunate situation, but I believe you need to sit down with the wife and set her straight. Show some backbone and your husband should back you up. It would be desirable for the four of them to unite, but seems wildly optimistic to think that this will happen when the ex-wife berates the husband every chance she gets while her partner insults and undermines OP, and that this has been the pattern for years. The most likely outcome of that meeting is lots of shouting, self-righteous claims of victimization by ex-wife and partner, and more interference in custodial time. Get legal help. This is bad for the children, and he has every right to put a stop to it. I have 2 parking spots that belong to my unit. I often have family and friends come over a lot, so it was easier to pay the extra for an additional spot than to have them park blocks away and walk all the way to my condo. For clarification, I already have 1 spot by default. I pay for an additional one. Long story short, my neighbours asked if they could use the spot from Friday morning till Sunday evening because they had relatives coming over for a short stay. I said no, but they let their relatives park in it anyway. I called management the moment I noticed it on Friday when I was on my way to work, and management clamped the car immediately, so the neighbours had to fork out $100 to have it unclamped. They banged on my door the moment I got home from work in the evening and cussed me out for calling management and having their car clamped. They repeatedly demanded that I pay them the $100 they'd spent to claim the car. The one and only reason I said no to them was that a few months ago when I was trying to submit something before a really close deadline, my Wi-Fi stopped working. When I asked them if I could just borrow theirs for a few minutes so I could submit my work, they said no and shut the door on me. By the time I got in my car and drove to a nearby cafe, I missed the deadline. They just knocked on my door again today to bring it up again, and I told them to get lost during our heated argument, which made them even angrier. My train of thought here is that they didn't help me out, so why should I help them out? They're even more angry because other neighbours have used my additional parking spot before, with my permission, so they don't understand why they weren't given the same treatment. My friends think I should apologise here and try to defuse the situation as to not escalate the issue any further and cause more tension. Am I the idiot for being petty in the first place, as well as telling them to get lost? Should I apologise? Not the idiot. You told them no, they parked there anyway, and they want $100 from you. Are they delusional? The circumstances are irrelevant. The space is yours, you pay for it, and you decide who does or doesn't use it. They found out and figured out at the cost of $100. Boo-hoo-hoo. My experience is that once you're kind to someone and let them use your car park once, they start feeling entitled to it and use it whenever they feel like it and forget to ask you. If you aren't careful, you have to ask others when you need to use your car park. Start out as you mean to continue. Don't let them use the car park. You did the right thing by reporting them because now they know you won't tolerate them taking advantage of you. Your friends are wrong. You have nothing to apologise for. God, yes, apologising might make them feel like they won and magnanimously forgive the fine, restoring peace, but it's telling them the next time they feel like bullying OP, it'll work if they're persistent and obnoxious enough. Setting yourself up for that is a dumb move. My mom died when I, nearly adult male, was a young grammar schooler. She left me a box of her things. It was a handmade box with my name on it, and a letter was tied to it for me to read when I was old enough. She also added the box and everything inside it to her will, so everything in it was 100% meant to be mine and only for me, not for my dad or anyone else. He was supposed to keep it safe for me though, and he kept it in his room for that. My dad has a pre-tween daughter. His relationship with her mom broke down and he has full custody of her, so it means we all live together. A few weeks ago I noticed my half-sister had my mom's 3 bracelets that were inside my box. I asked about it and she said I wanted her to have them. I confronted Dad and he told me it was a nice gesture and that he wanted me to let her keep them. He said I won't wear them, so what's the harm? I got angry and told them they're Mom's and I'm Mom's only kid. Dad told me that didn't matter and I said it did. I said his daughter was not my mom's child and she was not who I wanted to have in the future. He told me I should consider it an act of accepting my half-sister and that I don't make enough of an effort to do that. I told him that's not the way to get me to accept her. We argued about it. I've been angry ever since and I made my half-sister give them back. She resisted and she cried, which angered Dad, but I never wanted her to have them. Dad told me the anger wasn't fair and that I should look at the bigger picture and understand that he still loves Mom and that he wanted my half-sister to have something from her. I told him to give her something he kept, not something she was clear was for me. I told him it couldn't be clearer, and I told him his daughter doesn't deserve anything when she's not my mom's kid. Dad told me my anger wasn't right and I should reconsider my stance. He said, being so angry about it, saying I don't care about him or my half-sister. Am I the idiot? Your dad betrayed your mum's memory by disregarding her will. He betrayed you by building some delusion that his dead life would approve of him stealing from her child. You can love someone and lose respect for them, and you're rapidly losing respect for your selfish, untrustworthy, pathetic excuse of a father. Half-sister has a living mother. When she drops dead, the kid can have whatever she wants from that woman. Until then, you'll protect and treasure what your mom left you because he's proven you can't trust him. Not the idiot. What on earth was your dad thinking? It also doesn't make sense for her to have them now. A pre-tween probably won't be careful enough with possessions. I could see perhaps letting her have them when she's older if you feel close enough, but even if she was your mom's daughter and was entitled to them, I'd wait simply due to age. So your dad isn't thinking logically at all. Your anger is right. Those were not his to give. Technically, in the US, minors don't own property, and the real ownership of property is in the hands of their parents or guardians until they turn 18. It's entirely up to you, OP, but I'd get your sister a bracelet, a cheap knockoff is fine, she's too young to know the difference, then apologise and explain to her why the other jewellery holds so much value to you. Tell her the one you're giving her is especially from you to her with all your love.